Ukrainian capital, Kiev. What you're looking at, it might suggest some kind of calm there at Maidan Square. That's one of the main landmarks in the heart of the city. But many people that you don't see are actually taking cover in shelters and underground train stations in the city. And we also have unconfirmed reports of Russian soldiers in the city itself. We will, of course, be bringing you more as we get it. I'm going to be with you for the next 4 hours. We're going to have live team coverage crossing to our correspondents. But first, we are going to go to the German president, Frank-Walter Steinmeier. He's about to speak and give an update on the situation.
Thousands of people suffering on our very doorstep, the neighbors of our neighbors. President Putin is shedding the blood of the people that he said were his brother people just days ago. Let me appeal to President Putin now. Stop the madness of this war. Stop it now. In our hearts, with our feelings, we are thinking of those in Ukraine who are victims of this war. And for many in Russia, there will be bitter consequences of the actions taken by their president. I will say it again, we do not want to make the Russian people our enemies, but this injustice cannot remain without a clear answer. The German government is working resolutely with our partners on this in NATO and within the European Union. You can count on this. And Germany will do its bit to try to stop Putin from pursuing this path of violence within our alliance, to try to act as a deterrent. And it will cost Germany as well. This is a break, a deep break. And it hits us right at our hearts. We feel it in our families. I feel it myself. But before this attack, I said, and I will say it again now, the Russian president should not underestimate the strength of democracy. And fellow countrymen and women, let us not underestimate the strength of democracy ourselves either. It is good that the people in our countries are expressing this on the streets, in their demonstrations. Let us show the people in Ukraine that we feel their situation, show them our solidarity. The Russian president should not believe for a single second that the people in Germany and in Europe are simply going to accept this brutal violence. And let us show those in Russia who want peace that they are not alone in this desire. Let us show ourselves and our partners what is important to us now. We want peace, we want liberty, we want the rule of law, we want self-determination for all the peoples of Europe. Thank you.
So that was the German president, Frank-Walter Steinmeier, speaking there, saying Putin shedding blood, and with an appeal to stop and a promise of consequences. Let's get more now from our political correspondent, Nina Haza, who's joining us from Berlin. Nina, yesterday we heard Chancellor Scholz warning Russia. Now we're hearing the president. How do you assess what the president has just said?
Well, Frank-Walter Steinmeier normally stays out of day-to-day politics, which is why it's so striking that he's giving this address that comes on day 2 of this war. But he essentially reiterated Germany's position and also appeal to the German people, because I think at the moment we're at a point where the German population also need to understand what is going on and how they potentially will also feel the cost of this war in their own pocket. So everybody who has a high-ranking position, is now seizing the opportunity to make it clear Germany cannot stay inactive. Harsh sanctions are vital because we have decided not to enter into that war ourselves, but we need to make it very clear to the Russian president, that's what President Steinmeier said, that this cannot go tolerated and that we're not going to look away. And President Steinmeier also said, don't underestimate the strength of democracy, of the democratic system.
So just to make sure we have this clear, this is not only a warning to Putin, but also perhaps a matter of getting the German population on board with tougher measures coming from Germany.
Exactly. And of course, Frank-Walter Steinmeier is an interesting personality in this Germany, in this German new positioning here in this Russia war, because Frank-Walter Steinmeier is one of the most experienced politicians that Germany currently has. He was Germany's foreign minister during that Crimea